It is time that we had a talk. A real talk.
Yo, what is up, guys? Star Wars Real Talk here. In a little bit of a different setting. YouTube studio still in the works because we just moved and it's full of boxes. So here we are in the living room. What's up, Mystic? What's up, Average? Thank you guys for being the early joiners. You guys can let me know if my audio and video is screwed up or not. So, 4K crept up on me like, I don't know, I wasn't expecting it. As you guys know, lots been going on in my life. Haven't been like super active on the channel. And yet here we are at 4K. So thank you. Appreciate it. It's really nice that this channel is in a place where it can kind of grow comfortably. I don't have to stress over it. There was a point where I was grinding really hard, and I think I'm still seeing the fruits from that labor. You know, I've made a lot of content and the views are still growing on them. So cheers to those people who are just joining my channel. Skull. There we go. Okay. So to celebrate 4K, we are going to talk about the stuff that I have in the title here. Going to talk about YouTube. I'm going to give some advice for people who are maybe getting into YouTube. Going to talk about some of my favorite YouTubers. Going to answer some questions, and we're going to talk about some Star Wars content, some upcoming content. And I'm just going to share the hype level that I have going into some of these new new projects and some of them that are rating kind of low on my hype radar. All right, so for starters, let's start off by ranking some Star Wars shows. Okay, so I should have got the screen ready already. Here we go. Give me 1 second here. I'm doing this on a computer. I haven't done it before, so I just got to accept some new terms here. Okay. Boom. All right. So I made this one because this one doesn't exist anywhere. I thought there would be something. So here we got the categories. We got hype, pretty hype, cool, okay, meh, and Z's because I'm sleeping on it. Could not care less about it, but I'm trying to be polite, so I put the Z's. Okay. So I think this is everything. If I'm missing one, you guys can jump in and let me know. But I'm pretty sure that I got everything here. So let's start with Lego Star Wars Summer Vacation. That's cool. They're fun little videos, but they're just kind of, they're mostly sequel based. So it's kind of just like, it feels sometimes when they keep bringing up sequel characters and like using them for Lego videos, you know, it just kind of feels like, they're pandering to kids. I mean, Legos is largely a children's audience. I mean, we all love Lego Star Wars, but mostly because we grew up with some form of Lego Star Wars. So it kind of hits a nostalgia button for us, right? But for the most part, Lego Star Wars is pandering to oh my gosh, is pandering to children. That doesn't make it bad at all. It just means that A, that's on my mind, and B, it's, I don't want to say pandering to sequel fans, but like, obviously that's the audience, people who didn't mind the sequels, the people who hated the sequels. There's no way they're going to watch this, right? So, oh, sorry, Mike, I'm getting a phone call. Okay. So I'm going to give that the cool category because the Lego movies are stories. They're fun. They're fun. They're silly. Sometimes they bring up prequel characters. They bring up sequel characters, and it's a good time. But I'm not like super excited for it. It's cool. So next we have Andor. I believe that's one of the next upcoming shows. So again, it tells the story of Rogue One. Like before Rogue One, the prequel to a prequel, I guess. Or I was going to say after Rogue One. Definitely not after Rogue One. None of these people would be alive. Yeah, prior to Rogue One. I'm gonna put this in. Okay. Now I know a lot of people are excited for Andor, and maybe it's gonna blow my expectations, but I don't like that Star Wars just keeps kind of retelling the same story over and over again. Like we have been told the story of a ragtag group of rebels coming together against a common cause lots of times over now, and Andor is just kind of doing it again, and they're expanding on a story that has already been told. Like we already know where it ends up. So for me, like, okay, Luke blew up the Death Star. They got the plans. Okay, it's how did they get the plans? Okay, that's somewhat interesting. Let's find out how they got the plans. Now we're like finding out how it happens before that, and it's like it feels almost like TMI at this point. This is my opinion. Okay, this is not the truth. This is just what I think. It's just kind of burnout. I think it's just Star Wars burnout. It's that story burnout. I'm just not really that excited for it. So we're gonna give that okay. I'm sure it's going to be a good show, and I'm sure they're going to throw some like cameos in there that I wasn't expecting, and it's going to be a lot of fun. But that's where I'm putting it. All right, Tales of the Jedi. Tales of the Jedi, I think, is going to be pretty hype. I like that they're kind of throwing it back to kind of prequel age. We're going to see some Count Dooku. We're going to see some Qui-Gon Jinn again, and I think that's going to be freaking awesome. So I think those are going to be some really cool stories. Like probably some stuff from the books, maybe made into action, something like that. Yeah, I'm torn between them. I might change my mind on that one yet. All right, let's go to Bad Batch. Next season of Bad Batch. I'm gonna put it in meh. I was gonna put it in snore, but I kind of enjoyed the first season. I just found it was just too much filler for me. Like, yeah, I looked forward to it, but it was really hard looking forward to it all week and then getting a filler episode. I feel like The Mandalorian could get away with it because it was a much higher quality form of media, because it's actually live action. But when it's an animation, I feel like The Bad Batch would have been better suited binged all at once. Then I feel like I would have enjoyed it more. But waiting all week and getting mostly filler, it started off really good. It ended okay. The finale was kind of weak in my opinion. So I honestly didn't really care if they made a second season or not. But if they are going to make another season, which they are, I'm going to watch it, which is why I'm putting it meh. So I feel like this season is going to blow last season. See, I'm curious to know what your logic is for that. Like, what makes you think that it's going to be more epic? Because I feel like they're going to do exactly because Order 66 and that transition period, it's kind of like the shock is already over. So I wonder what angle they're going to hit it at. I mean, maybe they will. I'm sure they have to come up with something, but I have a feeling it's going to be a lot like the first season, where it starts off amazing and it ends amazing, and the middle is kind of okay. That kind of just seems to be the Disney formula. So even for like Marvel shows, it seems to be that way. Star Wars Hunters, that's the mobile game that's coming out, and I'm feeling like pretty okay about it because honestly, I would love to have a good mobile game. Like, I'm not like a huge mobile gamer, but it's nice to have one that you can kind of pop into now and again. And I don't have any good ones. Like every once in a while I get like addicted to one and I play that one for like half a year. So and I've been really busy lately. I haven't had time to play a lot of PS4. So I'd really be down to have a good Star Wars mobile game. And if it's really good, like, I want to try it. I've tried all the other Star Wars mobiles. Well, it's mostly just that one right now. And it kind of sucks. Like the tower defense one, after about an hour of playing it, you're waiting 10,000 years to mine anything. And, it just becomes pay to win very quickly, these Star Wars mobile games. So I'm hoping this one isn't pay to win. If I love it, then sure, I'll like pay for characters that I enjoy. But yeah, I'm actually kind of down with it because I'm kind of down with any Star Wars game that comes out. I'm ready to give them my money. All right. Next season of Mandalorian. It's pretty hype. I don't know what else to say. Mandalorian was a really good show. The first 2 seasons were really good. I'm excited to see what they're going to do next. I think we're all kind of expecting it to take place largely on Mandalore. I think that's going to be sick. I think just seeing a lot of Mandalorians and a lot of Mandalorian action is going to be awesome because they're badass and it's fun. All right, sorry about that. What do we got next here? Young Jedi Adventures. I'm sleeping on it. Could not care less about Young Jedi Adventures. Could not care less about that random Wookiee Padawan who survived and now he's getting a show. You guys correct me if I'm wrong, but dude, I could not care less about Young Jedi Adventures. Sure, it's going to be good. I'm sure it's going to be okay, but I'm sleeping on it. Star Wars Visions Season 2. I'm going to put it in cool. I enjoyed Season 1. It wasn't anything that blew my mind. Like, I was really fascinated by it, not just by like the show or the episodes, just by the idea of Star Wars going in an anime direction. That really excited me the first time around. And then I got a feel for it. I was really hoping that they were going to take one show that did really well and make a serious show out of it. Instead, we're probably just going to get a bunch of short stories again, kind of like Love, Death, and Robots. Love, Death, and Robots, yeah. If you guys haven't seen that show on Netflix, I recommend it, but each episode is a different story. So, I mean, that's going to be cool. I'm glad we're getting more of it. Like, I enjoy it, but I'm not like giddy and excited about it. So it's taking the cool category. Again, anyone watching this live or offline, link is in the description for this that I made, so you can rank these yourselves if you want. Maybe I'll ping everybody in the server tomorrow, and we'll see how you guys rank it. You guys can upload it in the debate channel. Okay, Ahsoka. I think the thing is, I just don't know if any of these shows are big hype for me. You know, like beyond excited. It's kind of sad because, okay, I threw Kenobi in here because just for reference, Kenobi was what I put as the hypest. For me, when I saw all these new shows, Kenobi was top of the list. Nothing came to that level. I don't think any Star Wars project, not for a long time, is going to be on that level. So I wanted to throw Kenobi in here just as a point of reference that it's hard running up against it. I don't think Book of Boba's in here, but wait, it is getting a second season, isn't it? Yeah. I think it is, right? Book of Boba's getting a second season. Can I like add anything to this? Too late. Well, I mean, I'd be putting it in cool and pretty hype anyway. So, but yeah, I want them to continue the story of the Elder. That was a great story, and the David Harbor Jedi seems dope. Yeah, the Elder was really good for sure. I'm trying to remember the one where the lightsabers could they change color based on like the character's intent. That one was, I really like that one. The Ninth Jedi, yeah, that's what that one was called. The Village Bride was probably my favorite, but I couldn't really see another show coming out of that one. But I really like the Ninth Jedi, so that one would have been really cool to have a second season out of. Jedi Survive. Okay, this isn't a new show. This is another game, but I'm putting it in pretty hype. I love Fallen Order. I played through Fallen Order once through. I played through it again on Grandmaster. Some of you guys probably remember me playing through that game. My suffering. I love Fallen Order, but I wasn't absorbed into the game. Like I was never like so into the story that I was when you get really into a game and you obsess over it and you make it your phone wallpaper and you're listening to the soundtrack and stuff like that, right? I don't know if I ever had that with Fallen Order. So that's the only reason why I'm putting it at pretty hype and not hype, because it was a really fun, great game. But yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. Like I'm for sure going to spend my money on it, but I'm not going to buy a special edition. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's kind of hard to explain. I'm excited for it, but I'm not like super hyped for it. I'm looking forward to it, but I'm not losing sleep over it. Skeleton Crew. It's another show about a ragtag group of people coming together. Correct me if I'm wrong here. It doesn't matter if the story has got some little unique twist on it. If the premise is the same, I'm burnt out on that. The story of Star Wars having rebels going up against a greater evil. I am snoozing on it. The prequels was not like that. The good guys were all powerful. The bad guys were all powerful. That's why it was so epic, because it was like a war that went on for two movies, right? Plus all the entire Clone Wars. Like, the good guys never felt like they were the underdogs, and the bad guys didn't really feel like they were underdogs either. In the prequels, it felt like they were like evenly matched. In the OT, there were the rebels, they were the underdogs. Then in the sequels, there were the rebels, the underdogs. Rogue One, rebels, underdogs. Solo is about an underdog. Like, it's just the whole idea of underdogs. I'm just bored. I'm bored of it. They come out on top in the end. So, like, they come out on top, and there's going to be a little bit of sacrifice involved. There, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry I spoiled the show for you. I'm sounding really narcissistic, eh? Okay, look at this. Knights of the Old Republic was hype for me. That was top, because I've never played the old one. But it's canceled, so what are you going to do? I was excited for Kenobi, and I was excited for Knights of the Old Republic. So now that's done. Fuck me, I guess. My hype category is currently empty. I'll point that out. Okay, here's one. We can put Accolade in hype. This one is going to be sick. I'm really excited for it. Absolutely. Yeah, Acolyte's going to be sick. I know there was a little bit of drama behind the scenes when they were making the show with actors and whatever. Honestly, I don't care. Just make a good Star Wars show. I'm deliberately avoiding drama and controversy and behind the scenes, because the more we look into Star Wars shows and the more we pick things apart before they're even released, you can't immerse yourself as much. Like, sometimes I even avoid trailers for things, because I want to experience something fully. So the idea of a Sith focus for a show is really, really exciting. I hope they don't do what they did with the Battlefront 2 campaign and pull a twist where the bad guys become the good guys in the end. I want to see some evil shit, right? Darth Vader breaking a kid's neck in Kenobi. I want to see that level. I want to see that level of darkness. I want to see things that make me uncomfortable. Like when you watch epic shows like Game of Thrones or House of Cards or what's that show about? Maybe just, the show Hannibal. There's a lot of like shows that are like Titans and Breaking Bad, right? There's shows that things happen that make you feel almost uncomfortably sick, and they give you a pit in your stomach. And I think those shows are fantastic, and they're gripping. And even though they're dark and they're gritty and they sometimes don't have a happy ending, that just makes them pieces of art. It's not always about setting up a happy ending. So I think it's more about telling a story, whether the story has a happy or a bad ending. I just want to see the story, right? So that's what Star Wars used to be about anyway. Like a grumpy old man. What's this one? The Kevin Feige project. Is that his name? Kevin Feige? I'm gonna look this up. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing his last name right. I don't know. I think maybe he has his own thing. I can't remember who's making this project. This one right here. I like the retro look of the logo. I knew what it was about at one point. I think it was. They've been kind of vague on what it is. I'm gonna put it in okay, unless somebody in the comments remembers what it's about. I mean, that's the thing. I don't even know what it's about, so the hype is just not really there. I'm sure it's gonna be great, but Lando was canceled, I believe, right? I would have put that in cool. I would have liked to see that. I would have even almost put it in pretty hype. A droid story. I'm not gonna lie. I do not give a fuck about a droid story. Dude, this is the thing. I keep saying this over and over. I'm sure it's gonna be good, but I just do not care about it. I'm gonna watch it. I might even enjoy it, but I'm sleeping on it. Rogue Squadron. I wonder what Rogue Squadron is about. Is it about a group of underdogs that come together for a common cause? Okay. The thing is, I love space battles in the shows, but I just never cared about them in Battlefront 2. I didn't really enjoy Squadrons, the game. So, but I mean, in the movies, space battles are always awesome. So I'm sure they're going to do it really well in this show. I have no idea what it's about. I'm just going off of like the vague description we've been given. I think it's going to be a fun, cool show. Yeah, you are sensing a theme here. That's what I'm talking about, though, dude. That's what I'm talking about. There's a theme. There's a theme to a lot of Star Wars shows. And that's why I'm kind of sleeping on most of these. If I detect a small hint of rebellion, I'm out. That being said, I'm going to watch it and enjoy it. Rangers of the New Republic got canceled, I believe. I think that would have been a really cool show. So that's too bad. But I think it would have been awesome. Star Wars Eclipse. I'm hyped about that one for sure. So yeah, Eclipse is going to be great. I'm sure it's going to be delayed until I die of old age, but it's going to be great, I think. That's exactly it. That's why they couldn't even leave the OT for the sequels. They did everything they could to make it feel like the OT. To hit that nostalgia, hit the nostalgia button. Hit the nostalgia button. Bring in legacy characters. Bring back the Millennium Falcon. Right? Have new things, but keep the old things just in case as a safety net. Right? Just I want to see new stories. I know there are a lot of fans that agree with me on this. We're just kind of tired of seeing the same old story over and over and over again, and it's time to branch off. That's why a lot of us really like Visions. A lot of us, me by myself. No, some people did, but it was just so refreshing to see new stories with new characters, new villains, new heroes, new themes. My goodness, do not want to see themes about rebellion or underdogs. I didn't know going into this I was going to be so pessimistic, but here we are. Oh, okay. Okay. So here's my rankings. Again, links in the description if you want to do it yourself. I know some of these were canceled, but it is what it is. Just putting them up there anyway. Book of Boba Fett season 2. I forgot to include that in this one, but I'm putting that one at pretty hype or cool category. I think they probably will have heard what the fans have wanted for it, and I'm sure that they're going to correct and make Boba Fett more of a badass, hopefully. Yeah. Okay, so we have Andor slept on. I don't know. I feel like Andor, I've been hearing a lot of people very excited for it. Maybe that's just because it's the next big show coming up. That's probably why there's hype about it right now. Average, I'm not sure if you've been listening in or if you just jumped in now, but I kind of gave my whole rundown as to why I'm not really that excited about Andor. Mystic Mac has heard me talk about it for about 20 minutes now. And he's very hyped for it. I just see I'm the one behind the camera, so I can just say whatever I want without consequence. I'm sure Andor is going to be really good. From what we've seen from behind the scenes stuff, it looks like it's going to be really fun, a really good story. Just the theme of a rebellion. It's kind of old for me. Okay, so I have another ranking list here, but I'm just going to put that on hold for now. I'm going to move on to another subject here. Actually, you know what? Let's just keep the rankings going. We're going strong here. Okay. So I'm just going to share that screen right now. Bear with me. We are going to rank some movies and shows. Okay. So this obviously doesn't have Kenobi in it. Live action clones? Is that going to be an Andor? I didn't know that. If that's the case, that's actually pretty sick. You've actually raised my level of excitement by a full category, if that's the case. I didn't know it was so close to the Order 66 or the phase out era of the Troopers. So that's pretty sick, actually. Okay, let's rank movies, some movies and shows here. What we got first here? Force Awakens. I don't want to start with Force Awakens. I'm going to start with the movies in order. Okay. All right, first up, let's do A New Hope. That's a really safe one. A, it's a good movie. It's a perfect movie. What else can you say about it? It's a perfect movie. It's a perfect Star Wars movie because it is the Star Wars movie. Is it the best Star Wars movie? I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's go Empire Strikes Back next. A lot of people put that S category. I've always been people seem to either like Return of the Jedi or Empire is like their favorite movie. Where the hell is it? Okay, right here. I like it, I think, a little bit more. It's the perfect finish to the trilogy, you know. So although all three of these should be an S category when we're looking at some of these other projects here. This Clone Wars movie. Okay. Okay, let's go. Let's just throw the Resistance in there. I don't have the time left. I don't have time left in my life to give on Resistance. Where's episode 1? Episode 1 is a C tier. Maybe a B tier. Oh dear. I feel like we need another category here. A, B, C, D. We need an F category. Oh well. Let's put it in C for now. Things could change. Attack of the Clones. I like it better than episode 1. I feel like I like episode 2 better than 1, and I like 3 better than 2. I don't know why episode 2 is just getting shit on like crazy these days. It was popular to shit on 1. Now it's popular to shit on 2. I'm sure people will shit on 3 in a few years. Yeah, I hear you, Mystic. It's hard to rank any of these not S. Okay, next up we have, we'll do Force Awakens now. Let's put it C. Realistically, it should be D, but I know we got some other garbage here that we have to get to still. The Last Jedi. I get PTSD even just looking at this movie poster. I don't want to talk about it. Let's put that there too. The Rise of Skywalker. What a fucking horrible name. Literally, I can't even say the name of this movie without getting pissed off. Mandalorian is B tier. Boba Fett is C tier. All right, I'm moving up. Phantom Menace. Clone Wars show is... It was a really good show, but was it Mandalorian? Okay, I feel like I'm going to move things around yet. Rogue One, I think, is another perfect Star Wars story. Not on Revenge of the Sith level, though. Mandalorian season 2? Okay, same thing. Solo, Bad Batch. Now, Clone Wars is better than Bad Batch. Definitely. We need another category. Fuck. Okay, this is what's going to happen here. We're going to move everything up a level. Oh, shit, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. We need an F category. Okay, well, there we go. There's that. I did a ranking of this already on my channel once. It's an edited video where the categories are I custom made. This one I just searched really quickly because I believe it was one of the questions in the Q&A. So just got that out of the way. Okay, let's move on to some questions. We're gonna motor through this here because it is a Saturday night. Everyone's got things to do, places to be. I understand that's why the stream is a little I don't know what I'm trying to say. People are busy tonight. I totally get that. All right. Thank you to everyone who dropped these questions. Thank you. Thank you. In the Discord server. Okay. So this was the first one. So that's why I did that first. Favorite character in all of Star Wars is Darth Vader, for sure. I think he's just the most complicated character in all of fiction. He's the most interesting character. He's got the best story to tell. You go through all ranges of emotion when you look at Anakin's life. When you look at him, there's happiness, there's joy, there's comedy, there's anger, there's sadness, there's tragedy, there's everything. The depth of his character. That's really short answer is the depth of his character. I feel like it's a bottomless abyss, the story that you can tell about Darth Vader. And we've gone off now in comics. You know, there's been rumors of a Star Wars Darth Vader spinoff, and I feel like just he's the main character of Star Wars. There's always a story to tell there. Who inspired you to become a YouTuber? That was Elliot Hulse. He was a personal trainer / strongman. He was a pioneer on the fitness YouTube scene over 10 years ago. I've been watching him for over 10 years now. He inspired me to start YouTubing. My first channel, we've talked about this before. You know what? Nah, I won't pull it up. My YouTube channel, I have a fitness channel called Colossal Exercise, and that's my first YouTube channel. I started that one 2014, maybe 15. Have we? No, we haven't reached 10 years in that channel yet. But yeah, so he inspired me to start this because the Star Wars channel is relatively new. I started it in 2019, I think. Has it been that long? Damn. I keep thinking this channel is only a year old. Oh, it was my Discord that just hit it a year pretty recently. So yeah, Elliot Hulse. If you want to look him up on YouTube or Strength Camp, he inspired me to start becoming a YouTuber. Favorite games from each decade and or genre, story, characters, world building, overall fun. My favorite games, Fallout is probably my favorite game series. Fallout New Vegas in particular is my favorite one. I mean, I could talk forever about Fallout. That's a universe that I love. I've got Fallout decorations all over my house. I've got Fallout clothes. I love Fallout. I used to be very obsessed with that world. I really love the BioShock series. I'm obsessed with the From Software series, as some of you guys know already. I'm trying to think of any Dead Space horror series. I love that one. They're making a remaster of the first game, or a remake of the first game. I'm really excited about that. I'm going to stream through that game 100% on the gaming channel. Here we go. Let's throw that on there. Yeah. I'm trying to think of any other games. Actually, I got some games right here. Let me just take a look. The Borderlands series. Really like the Borderlands series. I used to be obsessed with them. I don't really care anymore. Borderlands 3 was kind of weak in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, those are the ones that I'm really into. Multiplayer-wise, I really like Apex. I like Battlefront 2, Star Wars. Black Ops was my favorite Call of Duty game. The original Black Ops. Black Ops 2 is pretty good too, though. Team Fortress 2 is probably my favorite multiplayer game. I'm pretty sure I've logged somewhere close to 900 hours in that game. Yeah, that's probably the most consistent multiplayer game I've ever played. Probably next to Battlefront 2. Okay. I think that about covers games. And if you're wondering, this is an authentic ale horn. It's the, I think it was off, what kind of animal was this? An ox? I don't know. They get them like they follow like an ethical process. They get them off of them while they're dead, or they're donated horns or something like that. They're not like killing animals for these horns. So, and I know it's authentic because whenever I'm drinking out of it, my dogs always are trying to like they're always trying to like sniff the cup. It's really interesting to them. They definitely smell animal on it, so that's how I know it's real. The problem with this cup is that after you have fluid in it, it kind of stinks after. It's kind of like when you have a protein shake in a shaker cup. Kind of like if you don't clean that shit immediately, like really well, you're gonna have a problem on your hands. Okay. Top 5 movies outside of Star Wars. The Rocky series is my favorite series next to Star Wars. I would put Rocky 1 probably. I enjoy that's my number 1 movie. I like the Expendables series. Expendables 2 in particular. They're making another one, and I'm really excited about that because it has Eddie Hall in it. He's a strong man. V for Vendetta is one of my top 5. Interstellar, top 5. Fight Club, for sure. I think I've probably hit about 5 there. Yeah. I think that's good. If with Rocky being my favorite movie, I'm going to put Sylvester Stallone. I watch everything he puts out. I also really like Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Will Smith. Those guys collectively, I watch everything they put out. Even if I'm not excited about the movie at all and I don't care about it, I still watch it just to see them act. Goals with YouTube. My fitness channel, I want to grow. I really want to grow that one. And I want it to be a financial aid for me eventually at some point. Like, because I am monetized on that one, Class and Exercise. You can look it up. I am monetized on that one, so I can get super chats. I can get ads on this channel. I'm not monetized. So that cut my motivation to work on this channel in half. So I can't get super chats or anything like that. And that's a big motivator for a lot of YouTubers. It's the money, right? But this channel is not about the money for me. This channel is just a hobby. It's a passion. I love Star Wars, and I just want to talk about it. And honestly, after I got over not being monetized, I didn't care anymore. I just like this channel. Just this channel is just fun. I just like to talk about it. I don't care about growing. I'm surprised I even made a stream to recognize 4K. It was honestly just an excuse to stream because sometimes I want to stream, but I don't have an objective, so I don't. Or I don't have a lot to talk about, so I don't. So I totally forgot where I was going with that. So my fitness one is more attached to my career because I'm a personal trainer. So eventually I want that to kind of go hand in hand with my personal training career. And somehow, in some way, live stream workouts, whatever it is. Yeah. And at one point I was even using it to try and bring online clients my way. But on this channel, I'm just trying to grow the Discord. I'm trying to grow like a fun community. I don't care about the channel being really big or whatever. At one point, I did have some big goals on this channel. I mean, I wanted to get monetized. I wanted to stream weekly like all the other guys, bi-weekly, or not bi-weekly, twice a week. I wanted to be on Star Wars Theory's Nerd Council, but that dream is as dead as the Nerd Council itself. Yeah, that was a big goal of mine. I would have loved to been in a stream with Star Wars Theory because he was a very large inspiration for me, but not so much these days. All right, moving on. If you had unlimited budget to make Star Wars project, what would it be and why? I'm gonna have to come back on that one because the thing is, Kenobi was a show that I wanted for so long. It's all I could think about. If I ever wanted to do a Star Wars show, whatever, if I ever had a dream for a Star Wars show to come out, Kenobi was a show about Obi-Wan Kenobi post Order 66. That was always my answer. So now that that's out, I have no idea. I'm totally lost. I don't know what I want from Star Wars. I don't know what. I have no idea. I recently thought about. I was watching an interview with Hayden Christensen, and they asked a lot of people have been asking him, now that you've returned to playing Darth Vader, would you ever do it again? And he kept saying like, yeah, if the opportunity came up, I'd do it. So I was thinking like, what if when like 20 years, Hayden Christensen is like old, or like whoever old Darth Vader was when Darth Vader died. And then we could get like live action Vader from the OT era. You know, it'd be a chance to do it again with an actor underneath Vader's mask that we all accept as Darth Vader. Probably more than, well, not more, but on equal level with the originals. So I just had that idea. I think that would be really cool. Hey, hell, maybe we can get Ewan McGregor playing old Obi-Wan Kenobi again one day when he gets old. We'll see how close he looks to Alec Guinness. Obviously, I can't, if I had a budget, I can't speed up their aging. Not that I would even want to, but just an idea. I hope not. They wrapped it up really nice. I don't want them to ruin it. I mean, as I said in my Kenobi review, sometimes the story is told. And there's no need to continue it. So, speaking of Kenobi, I think my favorite scene is when Obi-Wan was talking to Vader with the broken mask. That scene floored me. I went and watched it on YouTube like 100 times after. And every time I watch it, I want to cry. It's just so beautiful and emotional. I'm trying to think what it would have been before that. The ending to Return of the Jedi is amazing. The opening to Revenge of the Sith is really fantastic too. I'm trying to think of scenes that really hit me on an emotional level. Yeah. The end of Return of the Jedi, or the scene with Obi-Wan talking to Vader, or the Darth Vader hallway scene. That probably would have been my favorite before Kenobi. Holy cow. That's a tough one. They just need people who really care. And okay, first of all, they need to just kill the sequel trilogy. They need to kill it. We need to move on from it. We need to tell a new Star Wars story. We need to make a new trilogy. Honestly, I know not enough time has passed, but the only way that's going to make us forget about the sequel trilogy is make another sequel trilogy. Not even a sequel to the sequel. Just like, I don't know. We need something to forget about it. And Star Wars shows are not the solution. Because we haven't had a Star Wars movie since Rise of Skywalker. And that's the taste that's still in our mouth. Even though we're getting shows. That's been the latest movie, I think. Unless I'm remembering it wrong. But yeah, we need a new trilogy. We need people who care about Star Wars. We need to take woke culture out of Star Wars. I hate that I said that. I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that complains about social justice warriors, but you just start to see it more and more, and it just pisses me off. You know what? I could go off on a big rant here about my views on gender politics and all that shit. I'm not going to do that. I just think that there's no place for them in Star Wars. And that might be a topic for another video. I've been thinking about maybe tackling that, but that's going to be really controversial, and I'm not sure I have the courage to do it. Yeah. What are some of your favorite YouTube creators? How about a couple years ago? Okay, actually, I planned something here for this question. I'm just gonna quickly look them up and just show you guys, and anyone who wants to see who my favorites are, I would recommend subscribing to them because these are YouTubers who, when they upload something, I stop what I'm doing and I watch it. You know, if I can't, then I put it in a watch list and I wait till like Friday night or some like night that I'm really, I plan for it. I plan around it. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Not going to share audio. All right. While I'm sharing my screen, I'll just show you the YouTuber that inspired me to become a YouTuber. Strength Camp was the YouTube video that inspired me to start becoming a YouTuber. So, if you're going to check this out, I advise going back a few years because um, he doesn't produce the same level of content that he did when I was really into him, and he's kind of gone off on some worldviews and philosophies that I don't really agree with anymore. But if you go back years, you'll see the videos that maybe I watched even 5, 10 years ago. Okay, so first one on the list. Yes, I made a list. We got JonTron. He is like, for a long time, he was my favorite YouTuber. I think he's one of the funniest people on the planet. His sense of humor has I've like years ago when I found JonTron, I kind of adopted his sense of humor into myself. I love his sense of humor. I love that dry, cringy humor. He was really good at that. He was really popular for that. Now he kind of does. He's got his own sense of humor, but it's um, his videos are gold. They're YouTube gold. They're all gems. This guy, I really, really love. His name is Emp Lemon. I've been watching him for a long time. He makes documentaries just about random shit, and they're all really good. They're all really good. Like he'll make you care about something that you never would have thought you could care about. Like Sympathy for the Villain, 23-minute video. The history of the world's highest jump. There will never be a Smash Bros. Melee player like so and so. He made a video on rare items, not just in video games, just what makes an item rare. NASCAR. He made a NASCAR documentary that made me cry at the end. He made one about Mount Everest, about a McDonald's ad from years ago. For, I don't know. You could pick anything. All these videos are good. WWE. There'll never be a show like SpongeBob. Like whatever. Yeah. He's peak. He's absolutely peak. And I just love that he'll make something. And I used to be like, oh, I don't watch like right here. I don't watch the Wizard. I don't care about the Wizard of Oz. It's a 21-minute video, and I was just enticed the entire time. This is another guy that makes me stop everything. Captain Disillusion is one of the oldest YouTubers on YouTube, and he's been doing the same type of video since then, and his quality has been above the rest since he came out. Like he's always ahead. He's always ahead, but he makes videos so rarely, which kind of makes them even more exciting when he finally releases them. It's mostly on video effects. He debunks a lot of special effects. People post a video and they, like, oh look, I filmed a ghost. He'll explain why it wasn't a ghost, and he'll talk about video tricks and angles that people use to fool you into thinking that, someone nailed some kind of trick or flip or, whatever it is. Joseph Vincent, you're saying Mystic. You should send me something of his. Speaking of random documentaries, Defunct Land is a YouTube channel that makes documentaries about rides from theme parks. And it's such a weird niche that I'm like really into. Or like retro TV shows, like the history. This is an hour and 43-minute documentary. It's pretty much a movie. The history of the fast pass system. So like, for example, I had no idea that like, when you're in those like zigzag lines and like banks or at the airport when you're waiting to like check in, that was all adopted from Disney World, created for the fast pass system. So like those zigzag lines, right, from Disney World originally for the fast pass. Like there's it's like 2 hours of gems. So he'll talk about rides that like failed epically, the history of Action Park. If you've never seen anything from this one's 17 minutes, you should watch it. It's like theme parks that were disasters and humongous failures, I don't know why. It's just so interesting to me. Moving on. The Game Grumps I've been consistently watching for a really long time. It's just it's Ego Raptor and um or whatever. It's these two guys that play video games. They've been doing it for a long time. They've kind of inspired a whole. They were pioneers in this genre, basically. They just play video games with commentary, and it's funny. That's it. These guys got me through university. These guys got me through multiple spells of depression. Their humor is, um, they just have such good chemistry. I could watch them forever, and I probably will. iDub is another channel that I watch everything. Um, Everything he puts out. He puts out. I mean, I don't have to talk about iDubbbz. All you guys know. All his content is top tier. It's too bad he doesn't post as much anymore. I mean, since YouTube kind of, what's it called? The adpocalypse happened. It kind of killed his channel a little bit, which was disappointing. But yeah, he's another guy I drop everything to watch. We're almost through my list here. Trust me, like I was subscribed to so many people. This is a very condensed list. Jacob Geller makes, I guess you could call them video essays, and they're all incredible. And he'll make video essays about mostly video games, but there's themes attached to them. Like his most recent one, I haven't finished yet. Every Zelda is the darkest Zelda. Mostly so far, he's been talking about how Twilight Princess is the darkest Zelda and why, and all the themes involved in that. Fear of Depths is the video that got me into him. I'd really recommend it. Just the fear of what it is, imagining going into a deep, dark tunnel. What does that stir up in us as humans? You know, it's a gripping video, and he does videos on everything. I really love YouTubers that just cover random stuff and they don't do the same thing over and over. After I talk about Game Grumps doing the same thing over and over. It's probably the funniest YouTuber. I put him on like JonTron level. I'm not sure if you guys have. He covers video game themes, and he's the same age as me, so all of his humor lands like perfectly. He covers some really interesting themes in video games, horrors in video games, illegally downloading music, online dating, the death of video game box art. So he's got some really interesting video essays on video game related subjects, and I would really recommend checking him out. He's probably top 10 YouTuber for me for sure. Robot Head got big from his Star Wars videos. He's one of the, I think he's probably the only Star Wars YouTuber I have on here. He got really big talking shit about the sequels, and he's really good at critiquing Star Wars. But the problem is he critiques all Star Wars. So the problem is, like, look at this. Beyond every single thing he puts out regarding Star Wars is criticisms, and he hates it all. So that's kind of the problem. I love watching him criticize things, but when it's something that I love, it just hurts a little bit because he's always right. He'll make me hate something. Speaking of which, let's talk about someone else who does that. Cosmonaut Variety Hour. He's top 10 for me. He does reviews and critiques on TV shows and movies. He does some really good ones on the Star Wars sequels. I'm kind of scared to watch this because I think he's probably going to ruin Kenobi for me. See, I watched this. I had to really be brave to watch this. Why the prequels suck. I didn't want to watch it, but I didn't want to be biased and live in an echo chamber of people that all love the sequels or prequels. I want to hear some criticisms on it, so that's why I watched that. But oh man, I gotta watch this. Why Stranger Things should have ended after season 1. I'm interested. It's really easy to watch criticisms on things that you agree with. Oh man, I'm falling behind. So yeah, Cosmonaut Variety Hour. I really recommend it. And sometimes he reviews things positively. Sometimes he really likes things. So it's not all just constant hating on it, hating on stuff like Robot Head. You know, that's the difference when you have film critics who are fair and just, and then ones that just hate everything. Sometimes you want to watch the one that hates everything when it's on something that you also hate. Then it's really fun. But it's nice when there's a chance that they don't hate it. Then you're like, yeah, one of my favorite YouTubers agrees with me. PewDiePie is on my list. I'm not going to look him up. You guys all know who PewDiePie is. I've been watching him forever, like since his early days, like since he way back when, when he was making, what's it called? That horror game. Why am I forgetting? Ironic, Amnesia. That's why it's ironic. Amnesia. Since he was putting out Amnesia videos, I've been watching him. So here's another one I don't really have to search. I will. So I've been watching Penguin Zero since before he did his big face reveal. Back when he used to make goofy videos where he would do like voiceovers of like product commercials and like YouTube poop-esque videos. And yeah, this is years ago. Years before he started doing face videos and streaming on Twitch. So I don't want to be a gatekeeper, but I'm a gatekeeper. This guy I really like to watch because he critiques other YouTubers, which is a niche that I'm really into. And I've done this before on my fitness channel. I've done this same type of video on like fitness YouTubers, and that's kind of a niche for me. But he kind of explains the downfall of people's careers. Largely YouTube, but also like just whatever. He'll cover whoever, And that's the interesting thing about him is I used to only watch the people that I knew, but then I realized like his content's so good that I'll watch him make videos on anybody. So if you're interested in like YouTube culture, I would recommend subscribing to him. Two more. Gosh, I fucked that up. Mahler's another guy. He got really famous after he critiqued episode 8. There was a whole like wave of Star Wars YouTubers that were made famous after The Last Jedi came out because everyone needed a vessel. Everyone needed something to vent, and some Star Wars YouTubers blew up from it. So Mahler was someone. He's got some really awesome criticisms. He's another guy like Cosmonaut or Robot Head. You watch something and they'll make you hate it by the end because they're so right. Their criticisms are just so on point. And Mahler in particular, I've never seen a YouTuber break something apart. Like he has like, look at this, a critique of The Force Awakens part 4. This is 2.5 hours, and this is part 4. It is the most in-depth critique of anything you'll ever see. So if you want to commit 10 hours to watching someone critique something in like the most real way, then you should subscribe to Mahler. But he honestly doesn't upload that much anymore. Yeah, because the thing is the level of his quality is so high that he can't produce quickly. So he mostly just streams. One more here. Dark Somnium is he reads horror fiction stories like creepypasta and stuff like that. I listen to these like in the car when I'm driving or when I'm doing chores. I'm obsessed with this guy. I've been like listening to all his stuff since I found out he's on Spotify. So he actually inspired me to get into writing my own horror fiction, which I'm working on now. So I would really recommend checking this guy out if you're into. They're not like horror, but they're kind of like creepy stories that leave you feeling like, ooh, stories that you really get invested into. And it's nice because they're all like around half an hour to 2.5 hours. So you can really get invested in this little story and then hear a brand new story about something else completely. So yeah, those are some of my favorite YouTubers. After I saw this question, I wrote a list down because this is something I wanted to talk about YouTube in the stream, so it was perfect. I was planning on talking about my favorite YouTubers before this question, so it's really convenient that it was asked. I read comics when I was a kid. I don't anymore. I don't read anything anymore. I used to read a lot, and university kind of killed that for me. I just have no desire to read anything anymore. I even have a hard time getting through audiobooks, but that's kind of the direction I go, like listening to podcasts and audiobooks. I don't have time to sit down and read. Like I could make the time, but I'd rather do something else. Like I like to listen to things while I'm doing other things. So sometimes I'll listen to a podcast while I'm gaming. So I never just sit down and read because I get antsy. I want to start doing something else. Unfortunately, even comics, even manga. I don't even read manga anymore. I used to read manga. But my favorite superheroes, I grew up being a Spider-Man fan. As a kid, I watched those original movies. I watched the original cartoons on TV. I had Spider-Man action figures, coloring books, comic books. I liked Deadpool before he was like super popular and mainstream. Again, I'm being a hipster gatekeeper, but whatever. Before the Deadpool movie came out, I was a big Deadpool fan. I really like the Hulk. He's probably my favorite Avenger. I just like the idea of him. I don't like the current Hulk we have. The Hulk / Bruce Banner just kind of killed the Hulk for me. I like the idea of an untethered beast. Same reason why you like seeing Darth Vader go apeshit. You like just seeing the embodiment of rage, ripping things apart sometimes. Because that's how we feel sometimes. We want to do that. You're having a bad day, you just want to break shit. And it's I don't know. It's fun to watch. It's because we have to always keep a cap on our anger and our rage. And it's nice to see that unleashed. And that's what I love about the Hulk. Not even going into his powers, which really interests me. Hulk story, all that stuff. I really like Wolverine too. Just Wolverine, not specifically Wolverine, the movie too. I like Wolverine as well. And I used to hate Batman. I used to always make jokes and make fun of Batman. But as I've gotten older, I've started to appreciate the dark themes and the fact that he's a human. I used to make fun of him because he was a human. I'm like, what is he doing with superheroes? But now I get it. Now I get it. This is the last one here. Dream jobs. Growing up, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a police officer. Then for a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. I wanted to work with nature for a long time, like a zoologist or something. I wanted to work outside. I didn't know what I wanted to do, though. For a long time, I didn't know what I wanted to do. Until I realized I wanted to become a phys ed teacher. That's what got me into university and into the fitness industry. And then while I was in school to be a phys ed teacher, I realized that my target audience wasn't kids. I didn't want to be there in the first place. I wanted to work with people that wanted to work with me. So that's when I became a personal trainer. You're still physically educating someone, but not in a classroom setting. It's just in a gym setting. So yeah, I can tell. You've been posting a lot of comic stuff. Okay. Sweet. So thanks to everyone who left questions. Appreciate that. I guess I've talked about most of the things that I wanted to talk about in the stream, and we've already hit an hour, so I'm going to wrap it up. Before I wrap this up, I just wanted to talk a little bit about YouTube and give some advice. If you want to be a YouTuber, if you're making YouTube videos, take it from someone who has been making YouTube videos since 2008. When I was like 13 or 14 and I started making YouTube videos back in the dinosaur days of YouTube. I've been making YouTube since. Those videos are not visible to the public anymore. But the biggest thing that I can tell you about YouTube is don't do it with the goal of hitting 1,000 subscribers. Don't do it with the goal of monetizing, because that'll rip you apart and it'll stress you out. If your goal is to get monetized and big, you're going to have a really bad time. It's best to make a YouTube channel about something that you really care about, a subject that you're passionate about, that you love, that you don't care if you get 0 or 1 views. Just speak your voice, speak your truth, beat your drum. And that's it. If you get joy and pride out of creating something and building something from nothing, like building a, what's the word I'm looking for? I want to say repertoire, or arsenal or something like that. But building this a wide variety of content, like when you've been YouTubing for a year and you look back at all the stuff you did in a year and you feel proud of it, then you're in the right place. If every YouTube video you put more time into it than you need to, just because you want to make sure it's perfect, and you have pride when you're done, that's what matters. When you drag that video into the upload and you see that 100% upload complete and you get that hit of dopamine, that's the best feeling in the world. Even just that's the completion. That's from the start of you recording and beginning your video. That's the finish line, is seeing that 100% complete uploaded. After that, it's out of your hands. It's up to the algorithm. It's up to the world. The judgment is after the finish line. You were awaiting criticism. You're awaiting judgment. You're awaiting praise. You're awaiting things out of your control. And that's the part of the process that a lot of people are, it's the one that people care about. It's the one people are obsessed over. And that's going to drag you down and it's going to stress you out. And it's just not worth it. You're not going to enjoy being a YouTuber. You're not going to enjoy making the content. So my best piece of advice is to create content that you care about and you're proud of, and do something else. Let the views climb on their own. I used to check the views every day, multiple times a day. Refresh, checking for new comments, responding to every comment, and when you're watching the views climb, it sucks. You just want it to be more. You always just want more from it. So the best thing you can do, like what's really worked for me, is I commit my heart and soul, everything in me, to making a YouTube video, and then I upload it, and then I'm done. Then I go back to my life. Then I go do the dishes. I turn on a game. I go to work. I forget about it. And then maybe a week or two later, I'll check just to see how it's doing. Oh, okay. 50 views in the first week. Sweet. Don't look at it again for another month. If you're uploading more frequently, then you're going to see those numbers. Nothing you can do about it. But yeah, don't obsess over the things that are out of your control. So yeah, I think that's probably my best piece of advice. If people have other questions about being a YouTuber, I guess some lightning round pieces of advice would be: don't fixate over your quality of audio or video. Just do whatever you can with what you have. Don't worry about it being perfect. Don't worry about, because it's never going to be perfect. You're never going to think it's perfect. You'll notice things that other people are never going to notice in your videos. So don't obsess over them. Just make your video and upload it, and then eventually work on your next video and forget about the other one. Once it's uploaded, it's out of your hands. So don't worry about the quality. If you can worry about it, then sure, but if you're trying to grow your channel quickly, just keep putting out content that you care about, but don't obsess over it and be a perfectionist, because people don't care. Just being real with you. And if you're an up-and-coming YouTuber, you can share your stuff in my Discord. Let me know. I'll try and share your stuff around too. Because we're all in this YouTube game together, right? Whether you make videos or not, we're all sharing this YouTube experience. We all experience the highs and the lows of the channel. Okay, well, 4K. It was a bit of a dead stream today. A big shout out to you, Mystic Mac and Average. You guys held it down today. It's the middle of a long weekend. People are out of town. They're at their lakes. That's fine. I don't care. Like I said, I'm just happy to make content. And if you're watching this offline, thank you for sticking it through to the end. Thank you guys for 4K. Yeah, what else can I say? Stay tuned for more videos. Thanks for watching, and may the force be with you.